Oh, from every fan's dream to the first team, here is Ollie, our blaster.
Peters all the way, playing proper football, the Sheff United way. Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole. Ole, ole, ole.
Now, I may not know anything about writing songs, but I can preview the S out of a football match. And hello to all you Americans out there watching this one. It is a look ahead to the live Sky Sports encounter, Sheffield United versus the American team, Wrexham, as we continue our wait for a Saturday 3 p.m. kickoff. This game is a Tuesday. It's in the first round of the League Cup. And I'd just like to take a moment to say hello to all you Americans out there. Now, when you think of the League Cup, which sponsor do you instantly think of? Do you think of the Coca-Cola Cup? Do you think of the Worthington Cup? Let me know in the comments below if you are watching on YouTube. This will be an 8 p.m. kickoff at Bramall Lane for this grudge game. Let's get into it. 𝗍𝗲𝗄𝗏's release clause has now expired. That means the original agreed upon release fee cannot be triggered. If a club comes in with that bid, we don't have to accept it. 𝗍𝗲𝗄𝗏's release clause only applies during the summer transfer window in a season when Sheffield United are relegated from the Premier League to the Championship. If we remain in the Championship next season, it won't be valid. So that's good. Let's talk Blades team news, maybe get a predicted lineup or two. We know Tom Davies still likely a bit away. Reece Norrington-Davies still the same, not quite fully fit. Jamie shackling the masses with drastic rap tactics. Shackleton, apparently his injury not as bad as first feared, so a couple of weeks maybe until we see him back. Another option in midfield or right back. New left back signing Sam McCallum was out for the Preston North End match as he picked up a knock in training. Longer term, many speculating that he could play left back with Harry Burrows playing further forward at left wing. It does seem like the only way to get them both in the team is to do that. Perhaps over time Burrows will cement that left back position and McCallum will be his understudy. We shall see. McCallum certainly surprised a few with his strong performances in pre-season. 𝗍𝗲𝗄𝗏 might well want to keep going, get that match sharpness back, and certainly that sharpness in front of goal. He'll also fancy it, as I'd have thought. He'll go up against some Welsh lads in the Wrexham ranks. And I'd just like to take a moment as well to think that not only do I want to say hello to all our American fans out there, but that 𝗍𝗲𝗄𝗏, if we get a goal in him in this game, he could just go on a little run. Obviously, that's what any striker needs. So, Blades, do you expect some of the new signings to get a start in this Tuesday night encounter? Let me know. Tyrese Campbell, perhaps. Some of the players that came on against Preston in that comfortable 2-0 win. Will they be in from the start? Peck, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, 𝗬𝗏𝗏, Brewster. Indeed, that win against Preston North End at Deepdale was Sheffield United's first opening day victory since the 5th of August 2017 when we beat Brentford 1-0. First time we've won an away game, the first game of the season, since the 6th of August 2011. I know, and that was a 2-0 away win at Oldham. Cresswell and Maguire, if you're interested. Blades fan Jeff got in touch with me. He hasn't given me a full lineup for Wrexham, but he did want to say he thinks it will definitely include, so blame Jeff, 𝗫𝗍𝗏𝗏, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, Souttar, Brewster and Marsh. Now, of course, we can't go wholesale changes for the entire 11, cause rules. But Darren says Davies, Gilchrist, Souttar, Trusty, McCallum, Arblaster, Vinny, Peck, Harmer, Burrows and Brewster is what he would go with. Now, if you'd like to predict your lineup like James has done, you can join the Fan Hub community with the link in the description or using the code SHE-YC5. And James has gone with Davies in goal, Gilchrist, Souttar, Trusty and McCallum at the back, Koulibaly, Souza, Brooks or Hampson, Peck, Slimani, Brewster, and he told me he'd like Hampson to start, but apparently he's not an option yet on FanHub. So FanHub, if you want to add that, that would be great. What do you think Chris Wilder will do for this Wrexham game? And like every one of our audio podcasts, every one of our YouTube episodes, this is sponsored by Greene King Sports, where football is more than a game. Make sure you download the Greene King Sports app. Opposition team news. To look at our opponents, Nathan from Rob Ryan Red kindly sent me this. Phil Parkinson said after the Wycombe game that there's going to be a decent amount of changes. He's going to freshen things up. So here's what we have from Nathan as the predicted Wrexham 11. They play 3-5-2, Callum Burton in goal, then Lewis Brunt, Dan Scarr, Will Boyle, Luke Bolton, Ollie Rathbone, George Evans, James McLean, Sebastian Revan. And who knows after that? Tricky to say. He's actually said it's really tricky to say because it could be not a completely new 11, but Paul Mullin is a definite absentee after scoring at Bramall on the last visit, while Stephen Fletcher is likely to be on minutes restriction after only training a couple of times before his cameo against Wycombe. So hard to know who will play up front. However, he has gone with a score prediction of Blades 2, Wrexham 1. I mean, I will absolutely take that. And in fact, many people have predicted the same. Let me know your score prediction. The referee for Sheffield United versus Wrexham is 54-year-old Keith Stroud from Hampshire. Last season, he took charge of 29 matches, issuing 154 yellows. That's on the high side. 3 red cards, all of which were second yellows, so no straight reds. And 4 penalties, which is very low. He last refereed our 1-0 lane win against Watford on the 25th of February 2023. Prior to that, our 1-0 home defeat, an awful one against Rotherham, 8th of November 2022. In his long career, he's refereed United 26 times. We've won 12, lost 10, and quick maths, drawn 4. Wrexham, he's only refereed twice. They won 1, lost 1. So, we can't read anything into that. Now, player connections, that's players that have played for both Wrexham and Sheffield United. I always pick 4 when we get to player connections. 4 randoms. Here's mine for Wrexham and United. Friend of the channel, goalkeeper, Mark Howard. Callum 𝗏𝗀𝗶𝗲, David Powell, and Christian Rogers. Wow, that one wasn't easy. Our player connections is brought to you by 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗃. 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗃 is a virtual band. Many of their members are Blades. Check out 𝗏𝗏𝗄𝗃.com. So who can you think of for player connections? I don't think there's that many. Let's see what some of our Patreon members think for a score prediction. And if you'd like to share your team on here, give me your score prediction and receive a whole host of other benefits, but mainly just support us, then head to patreon.com/Sheff United Way. It really helps us to continue to do what we do. It is quite an expensive hobby. Ant says it's not going to be a classic, 1-0 United. Cal says 2-1 Blades win, so does Graham, as does Nick, who adds Brewster hat-trick. Funny guy. Yes, that is in good nick, so you can give him some stick, especially if that happens. What do you think the score will be? Also, as I always say, thank you for watching. I'd just like to take this moment to say thank you to all you Americans out there as well. And if you are listening on audio podcast, please remember to give us a review. If you head to iTunes, it only takes a few moments. If you can give us a 5-star review, that would be much appreciated. If you're not yet checking out our audio podcast, it's absolutely free. If you would rather have myself and Nick coming in your ears, that's the way to do it. Wherever you get your podcasts, just search Sheff United Way. Until next time.